It looks like a modern dream. Imagine a sweeping driveway weaving through softly rolling hills. Here we are on the winding drive to her sprawling estate in Brentwood, Tennessee. Just like she's the reigning queen of music. This house is as beautiful as a queen's palace. 63 acres of gentle hills, a private chapel for quiet prayer, a tennis court for movement, a pool for summer laughter. Next, her mountain retreat in Idlewild, California. A wood-beamed chalet tucked among pines, fireplaces glowing, and yes, a guitar-shaped toilet even, because only she could pull off that whimsy. This was her quiet refuge, a place where the music queen stepped off stage and just breathed. Finally, the humble childhood cabin in Sevierville, Tennessee. Tiny, simple, but rich in heart. Fireflies in jars, homemade songs, dreams born here. Even a queen must remember her roots, and here is hers. Dolly Parton's lifestyle blends luxury and performance, featuring a collection of high-end vehicles and private jet travel. Dolly's luxury lifestyle. Let's get started. Dolly Parton, one of the most beloved and iconic figures in American music history, has lived a life that feels larger than the songs she sings. Born on January 19, 1946, in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, Dolly Rebecca Parton came from humble beginnings, the fourth of 12 children in a poor family tucked deep within the Great Smoky Mountains. Her father, Robert Lee Parton, worked as a tobacco farmer and construction worker, while her mother, Avie Lee, raised their big family and kept the faith strong. Growing up in a one-room cabin with no electricity and little money, Dolly learned early on that the richness of life came not from wealth, but from music, love, and dreams. Her first guitar was a gift from her uncle, and by the time she was 10, she was already performing on local radio shows. From the age of 13, Dolly began appearing on the Cass Walker Show in Knoxville, Tennessee, and released her first single, Puppy Love, on a small label. She had something that audiences couldn't ignore, a voice as pure as the mountains and a personality that lit up every room she walked into. When she graduated high school in 1964, Dolly didn't hesitate. She packed her few belongings and headed straight to Nashville, determined to make her mark in country music. The road wasn't easy, but Dolly's ambition never wavered. Her first big break came when she joined the Porter Wagoner Show in 1967, where her charm and talent won over millions of viewers. Soon after, she released a string of hits that defined her career. Songs like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You turned her into a household name. I Will Always Love You became one of the greatest love songs of all time, later covered by Whitney Houston, who turned it into one of the best-selling singles in music history. Dolly's career grew beyond country music. She became a global superstar, blending country, pop, and gospel with ease. By the 1970s, she was headlining sold-out tours, starring in Hollywood films like 9 to 5 and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and earning millions in royalties, performances, and business deals. Her empire began to grow quietly behind the scenes. Today, Dolly Parton's net worth is estimated to be around $650 million, and that's not just from her music. She's one of the most successful female entrepreneurs in the entertainment industry. Dolly owns Dollywood, a massive theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, that attracts over 3 million visitors each year. The park alone generates tens of millions of dollars annually, and Dolly's share of that profit adds substantially to her wealth. She also owns a chain of dinner theaters, including Dolly Parton's Stampede, formerly known as Dixie Stampede, which combines live shows with Southern-style dining and continues to bring in millions in revenue yearly. Beyond that, Dolly has extensive real estate holdings across Tennessee, California, and even in Nashville's elite neighborhoods. Here we are at Dolly's main home in Brentwood, near Nashville, Tennessee. In 1999, Dolly purchased this property for about $400,000. The estate sits on about 63 acres. The main house is reported at around 3,300 square feet. The house mixes rustic, country-style charm with comfort. Exposed beams, hardwood floors, cozy decor. More than 10 outbuildings, gazebos, barns. Outdoor features, a tennis court, swimming pool, gardens, wooded paths. A private chapel on the grounds. While the exact current market value isn't precisely confirmed in public sources, one source lists an estimate of around $15 million for the house and land. Inside, the decor surprises some. Rather than over-the-top glitz one might expect from a big star, it retains a grounded, comfortable feel with light-colored cabinetry in the kitchen, vintage-inspired decor, and personal memorabilia. This is the property reported to be her principal residence. Next, this is Dolly's former mountain retreat in Idlewild, California. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom cottage built in 1966, about 1,800 square feet. It was owned by Dolly and her husband for many years before she donated it in 2023 to charity. It sold for about $585,000. The living room features a lofty cathedral ceiling and a large stone fireplace built around a massive granite boulder. Wood floors, exposed beams, craft-style design. One quirky feature, a bathroom with a guitar-shaped toilet seat lid. From 1980 to 1996, Dolly lived with her husband in this house near Nashville. The property is about 4,695 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2.4 acres. They sold it in 1996 for about $140,000. In 2021, it reportedly sold for about $849,000. 2-story, single-family residence, detached storage building on the site. Though this is not her current home, it is part of her real estate history. Dolly also owned a property in West Hollywood. In April 2007, she purchased it for about $1.2 million. The home has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a converted garage guest suite, hardwood floors, plantation shutters, private landscaped deck. This shows her cross-coast real estate presence. She also owns a cozy childhood home in Sevierville, Tennessee, near where she grew up, a sentimental retreat surrounded by the Smoky Mountains she's always loved, known as the Red Top home of Dolly's parents. The house is about 1,448 square feet, originally built 1917, 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, listed as a huge part of her past for $3.5 million at one point. Features: dining room, porches, barn, large grounds. The story emphasizes the home's historic value rather than ultra-luxe interior details. Dolly is known for being incredibly smart with her investments. She has bought and sold numerous properties throughout her career, turning many into profitable rentals or themed attractions. Her real estate portfolio today is estimated at over $100 million, including commercial spaces linked to her Dollywood enterprises and hospitality ventures. When it comes to cars, Dolly keeps it stylish, yet sentimental. Over the years, she's owned everything from Cadillacs to Mercedes. One of her favorites is a 1964 Cadillac Series 62 sedan, valued at around $49,500, which she often uses for traveling around Nashville. She's also been spotted in a 1997 Cadillac DeVille d'Elegance, $40,000. Lincoln Nautilus mentioned as part of her collection, $54,000. Mercedes-Benz GL Class, $90,000, also cited among her vehicles. A Rolls-Royce Phantom and a Chevrolet Camaro convertible. However, despite her wealth, Dolly never flaunts it. She often jokes that she may look expensive, but she's frugal at heart. Yet, her transportation fleet goes beyond cars. Dolly owns access to several private jets, most notably a Gulfstream G650, valued at around $65 million, one of the most luxurious jets in the world, offering her the freedom to travel for concerts, charity events, and vacations without relying on commercial flights. The interior of her jet is said to be customized to her taste. Pink leather seats, gold accents, and a built-in vanity area where she can touch up her signature look. For shorter travels between her Nashville residence and Dollywood, she occasionally uses her Bell 429 helicopter, worth around $7 million, which helps her skip traffic and save time during her tight schedules. Inside, the helicopter is furnished with beige leather seats and subtle pink details, her signature color. Despite owning luxury vehicles, Dolly often reminds fans that she doesn't drive herself anymore, saying she leaves that to professionals because she's too busy dreaming and writing. Her wealth also extends to collectibles. She owns an array of rare jewelry, diamond necklaces, and her famous wigs, some worth thousands each. She has admitted to owning over 300 wigs, each carefully crafted to match her outfits and stage themes. Dolly's financial empire is built on diversity: music publishing, amusement parks, hotels, film production, merchandising, and investments. Her catalog of more than 3,000 songs continues to generate income each year through royalties and licensing. Even in 2025, streaming platforms bring her millions annually, proving that her music is timeless. In addition to her net worth of $650 million, experts estimate her brand value, if measured like a corporation, could exceed $1 billion. She has also collaborated with brands such as Hard Rock Cafe, Walmart, and Butterfly Records, expanding her influence into retail and branding. Yet what makes Dolly truly admired is her generosity. She has donated millions to causes like education, children's welfare, and health research. After the devastating 2016 wildfires in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Dolly launched the My People Fund, personally donating millions to help displaced families rebuild their homes. Thousands of lives were directly touched by her compassion. Her Imagination Library remains one of the largest literacy programs in the world, with funding that continues to grow every year from both Dolly and donors inspired by her example. When it comes to her personal habits, Dolly lives simply despite her massive fortune. She wakes up at 3 a.m. every day, spends time in prayer, writes songs in the quiet of dawn, and keeps a strict work ethic that hasn't changed since her youth. She once said she doesn't believe in retirement, only in rewiring, constantly finding new ways to use her creativity. Even in her late 70s, Dolly continues to record, tour, and make public appearances with endless energy. Her diet is light, mostly Southern comfort foods and healthy snacks, and she's known for cooking traditional dishes for her friends and family when she's home. Her love for her husband, Carl Dean, remains one of the most private and enduring relationships in show business. Carl, a retired businessman who ran an asphalt company, avoids media attention completely. The two renewed their vows in 2016 to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary, a testament to their lasting bond. Dolly has often said that their secret is that he loves her for who she is, not her fame, and that they give each other space to live their lives. They live quietly when not traveling, surrounded by family, godchildren, and lifelong friends. Dolly has also been a mentor to countless younger artists, from Miley Cyrus, her goddaughter, to Casey Musgraves, and others who look up to her for guidance. Her approach to fame has always been about authenticity, humor, and staying true to herself. She manages her brand with a personal touch, making every business decision reflect her values. Even her perfume line, Dolly, Scent from Above, became a surprise success, selling out instantly upon release and adding another $1 million stream to her empire. Dolly has also used helicopters for quick travel between her Tennessee properties and Dollywood, a sign of her efficiency as a businesswoman managing multiple ventures at once. Despite her fame and fortune, Dolly Parton has always remained deeply grounded in her personal life. She married Carl Thomas Dean on May 30, 1966, in a small private ceremony in Georgia. While Dolly is one of the most public figures on Earth, Carl has remained almost completely out of the spotlight. Their marriage has lasted for nearly 6 decades, a rarity in Hollywood, and their love story is built on privacy, humor, and mutual respect. The couple has no children, something Dolly has openly discussed, explaining that while she loves kids deeply, she believes God had other plans for her life. Still, she has touched the lives of millions of children through her Imagination Library, a non-profit organization she founded in 1995 that has donated over 200 million free books to children worldwide. It's one of her proudest achievements, proving that Dolly's wealth isn't just measured in dollars, but in the joy and inspiration she brings to others. Her personal fortune has been carefully built over decades of smart moves, not just in music, but in publishing, film production, and business ownership. Dolly owns the publishing rights to hundreds of her songs, including all her biggest hits. That alone brings in millions every year in royalties from streaming, covers, and performances. Even I Will Always Love You, due to its massive success, has earned Dolly tens of millions of dollars in royalties from both her original and Whitney Houston's version. Beyond money and fame, Dolly's real wealth lies in her legacy. As Dolly Parton's fame grew beyond the borders of country music, She became one of the first female artists to truly cross over into mainstream pop without losing her Southern soul. The late 1970s and early 1980s saw her music dominating both country and pop charts, with hits like Here You Come Again, 9 to 5, and Islands in the Stream alongside Kenny Rogers. Each of these songs sold millions of copies worldwide and turned Dolly into a global household name. Her song 9 to 5, inspired by her experience working with women who struggled under unfair systems, became an anthem for working women everywhere and eventually earned her Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations. By the time she entered Hollywood, Dolly was more than a musician. She was an American brand, known for her wit, humor, and dazzling appearance. She starred in several box office hits such as 9 to 5, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and Steel Magnolias, each one adding to her career earnings and expanding her fan base. Her film career brought in tens of millions, but more importantly, it gave her the confidence to start her own production company, Sandollar Productions, in the late 1980s. Through Sandollar, Dolly began producing her own TV specials, movies, and even launched her own record label, giving her complete creative control. Sandollar went on to co-produce major Hollywood projects like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Father of the Bride, generating long-term income through syndication and licensing deals. Dolly knew early on that owning your work was the key to real power in show business. That philosophy turned her into one of the most business-savvy entertainers in history. Her theme park, Dollywood, which opened in 1986, became not just a tourist attraction, but a symbol of her roots. It was built in partnership with Hirsch and Family Entertainment, but Dolly's influence gave it a magic touch. Today, Dollywood includes roller coasters, resorts, water parks, and museums, employing thousands of local residents and generating over $150 million in annual revenue. Dolly's stake in the park alone is estimated at over $60 million, and it continues to expand with new attractions every year. She has often said that Dollywood is her way of giving back to the community that raised her. Through the park, she has created countless scholarships, educational programs, and jobs for East Tennesseans. Beyond Dollywood, Dolly Parton has built an impressive hospitality empire. She owns Dollywood's Dreammore Resort and Spa, a luxury retreat valued at nearly $50 million, offering high-end accommodations, restaurants, and entertainment facilities. The resort reflects her trademark mix of comfort, color, and country charm, and it's one of the most popular destinations in Tennessee. Dolly's business mind doesn't stop there. She has quietly invested in real estate developments, including properties in Los Angeles, Nashville, and Palm Springs. As the years went by, Dolly Parton refused to slow down. Her career entered a new era in the 1990s and 2000s when many artists of her generation began fading from the spotlight. Yet Dolly only seemed to grow brighter. She returned to her musical roots, releasing bluegrass albums that earned her critical acclaim and multiple Grammy Awards. Albums like The Grass is Blue, Little Sparrow, and Halos and Horns reminded the world that beyond the rhinestones and big hair, she was a musical genius whose songwriting was deeply emotional and poetic. Dolly once said, "It costs a lot to look this cheap, but her music has always been pure gold." In her later years, she expanded into television again with appearances in specials like Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors and Christmas on the Square, both of which were huge hits on NBC and Netflix. These projects not only boosted her visibility with younger audiences, but also solidified her role as one of the few legends who transcended generations. Her Netflix deal alone was worth millions, giving her the chance to produce and star in several original films. Dolly's work ethic remained unmatched. She wrote hundreds of songs during this period, collaborated with new artists, and even released a rock album in 2023 titled Rockstar. This album featured duets with icons like Elton John, Paul McCartney, Stevie Nicks, and Pink, and debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. An unbelievable feat for an artist in her late 70s. The success of Rockstar brought Dolly new awards and record-breaking streaming numbers, adding millions to her fortune. Her concerts continued selling out across the globe, with VIP tickets often selling for thousands of dollars each. Fans of all ages came not just for her songs, but for the spirit she embodied, a woman who built an empire from nothing, yet never lost her laughter or kindness. Dolly Parton's trophy cabinet is almost a museum of excellence. She has earned 11 Grammy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award, and over 50 Grammy nominations, more than any other female country artist. She has also received 10 Country Music Association awards, 5 Academy of Country Music Awards, and has been inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and in 2022, she was finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A long overdue honor recognizing her influence beyond country music. Her humanitarian honors are equally impressive. She has received the Kennedy Center Honors, the National Medal of Arts, and numerous state and local awards for her philanthropy. She was even recognized by the United Nations for her literacy work, and in 2021, she received a special commendation from the U.S. government for her contribution to public health after donating $1 million to vaccine research during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dolly's giving nature has no limits. Her imagination library continues to thrive, mailing over 2 million free books every month to children in multiple countries. The program operates in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Ireland, and it has become one of the most successful literacy movements in history. Dolly's motivation came from her father, who couldn't read or write, and she has often said she wanted to make sure no child felt the way he did. Her efforts have changed countless lives, and educators credit her with improving reading rates across entire communities. Yet even with all this, Dolly has never been one to boast. She prefers humor over pride, often deflecting praise with a joke. "I'm not offended by dumb blonde jokes," she says, "because I know I'm not dumb. And I also know I'm not blonde." That quick wit has been one of the many reasons people adore her. She's relatable, funny, and warm, a rare combination in celebrity culture. Financially, Dolly remains one of the richest musicians on earth, yet she rarely talks about her money. Her official YouTube channel, music collaborations, podcasts, and brand partnerships have brought her into the digital world seamlessly. She even entered the world of NFTs and limited digital art collections, though always with her signature humor, once saying, "I don't know much about computers, but I do know a good deal when I see one." She's also deeply admired for her stance on social issues, promoting inclusivity, equality, and kindness without ever being divisive. Her philosophy has always been love first, judgment last. As Dolly Parton has grown older, she has become more than just an entertainer. She has become a symbol of resilience, kindness, and faith. Behind the glitter, behind the laughter, lies a woman who believes deeply in the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. Her mornings begin early, always before sunrise, often with a cup of coffee and quiet prayer. She writes songs in notebooks stacked around her house, each one filled with thoughts, melodies, and fragments of poetry. Even now, in her late 70s, she remains as sharp and creative as ever, often working on several projects at once. She says that she doesn't believe in retirement, only in retirement, the idea of reigniting your passions no matter your age. Dolly's diet and health habits are surprisingly simple. She eats small portions, often sticking to home-cooked Southern meals, scrambled eggs, biscuits, cornbread, and her favorite dish, chicken and dumplings. She laughs about not following strict health rules, saying she just does what feels right and leaves the rest to God. Her beauty regimen is equally iconic. She is never seen without makeup and is proud of her exaggerated image. "If I hadn't been a woman," she once said, "I would have been a drag queen." Her wigs, her nails, and her sparkle have become her trademark, and she maintains them with precision, even while traveling. Inside her dressing room, everything is organized by color: wigs, shoes, gowns, and jewelry. Her collection of stage outfits, many designed with Swarovski crystals and intricate embroidery, is worth several $1 million, and some have been displayed in museums. Despite the glamour, Dolly remains deeply spiritual. She often talks about her faith in God as the foundation of her success. She grew up in a Pentecostal family, and while she doesn't preach publicly, her songs often carry a message of hope and faith. She has said that prayer has guided every decision she's ever made, from business deals to songwriting, and that she considers her fame a gift from God meant to do good in the world. Dolly's sense of humor keeps her grounded. She loves to laugh, especially at herself, and she's quick to make anyone around her feel comfortable. Many of her close friends describe her as a light in the room, someone who makes you forget your worries just by smiling. Even celebrities who have met her, from Oprah Winfrey to Reba McEntire to Miley Cyrus, say that Dolly treats everyone like family. Her warmth is genuine and her humility is rare. Though she's one of the most photographed women in history, she's also one of the most private. She and her husband Carl live a quiet, peaceful life away from Hollywood's chaos. They enjoy simple things: drives through the countryside, watching old westerns, and sitting on their porch listening to the birds. Dolly says their marriage works because they don't compete with each other and they give each other space. Carl never cared about fame, and Dolly never needed his approval. Together, they built a love that survived 6 decades in an industry where marriages often crumble. Dolly never had children of her own, but she's a godmother, an aunt, and a mentor to many. Her goddaughter Miley Cyrus often calls her a second mother. And Dolly has played that role for dozens of young artists who see her as both a legend and a friend. She believes that motherhood is not only about giving birth, but about giving love, and she has done that all her life. Beyond music, Dolly's influence reaches into culture, business, and charity. She has inspired films, Broadway musicals, books, and academic studies. Universities have written dissertations about her impact on feminism, Southern culture, and entrepreneurship. She turned her image, once mocked by critics, into a symbol of empowerment. She taught the world that femininity is not weakness, and that being kind does not mean being naive. She built an empire by embracing exactly who she is: bold, colorful, and unapologetic. Over the decades, Dolly has received honors from presidents, kings, and major institutions, yet her favorite reward remains the smiles of people she's helped. She often says that she measures her success not by how much she has, but by how much she gives. She has funded hospitals, schools, and scholarships, donated millions to disaster relief, and continues to give back quietly without publicity. Many of her charitable acts are never even announced. She simply sees a need and fills it. Her Dollywood Foundation has provided education grants for thousands of high school graduates in her home region, ensuring that every child has a chance at a better life. Her legacy extends beyond entertainment. She has become part of American history itself. In 2025, she continues to be honored at major events, documentaries, and tributes celebrating her 60-year career. She remains a force in both country and pop culture, appearing at award shows with grace and humor, always wearing her glittering smile. Even as new generations emerge, Dolly's music continues to thrive on streaming platforms and social media, proving that her message of hope, humor, and heart never goes out of style. Her latest ventures include a children's animated series based on her imagination library books and a biographical film about her early life, which she co-produces. She is also working on expanding Dollywood with new hotels, resorts, and attractions themed around her songs and movies. Every move she makes seems touched by purpose, a desire to inspire rather than just impress. Her fortune continues to grow, but she remains as generous as ever, often reminding her fans that money is just a tool for doing good. In interviews, she always ends with gratitude for her fans, her faith, and the simple fact that she's still here doing what she loves. She once said, "My life is my message. I want people to see that you can start with nothing, believe in yourself, and build something beautiful." That message defines her journey, from a one-room cabin in Tennessee to owning a multi-million-dollar empire built on music, compassion, and hard work. Today, when people speak of Dolly Parton, they don't just talk about the hits or the fortune. They talk about the feeling she gives, the comfort, joy, and laughter that remind us of what truly matters. In a world often obsessed with fame, Dolly stands as proof that the greatest success comes from the heart. She remains one of the richest women in music, but her true wealth lies in her humility and her humanity. As the camera pans out and her soft Southern voice echoes in memory, we see the story of a woman who built her dreams note by note, smile by smile, and step by step. The girl from the Smoky Mountains who never forgot where she came from, who turned her hardships into hymns, her pain into poetry, and her faith into a flame that still lights up the world. This is Dolly Parton, the legend, the icon, the heart of America, whose story reminds us all that no matter how small your beginnings, with faith, love, and hard work, you can build a life that shines forever.